Sense of escalation, and it's felt on the streets here in the capital of Beirut because simply thousands and thousands of people have flooded here the streets of Beirut trying to find shelters, trying to find anywhere they can stay because they have left the southern parts of Lebanon where the striking has intensified since Monday. The people here in the streets that we've been speaking to, people staying or living under bridges or in schools, some of them even in their vehicles because they have nowhere else to go. They're telling us that what they have experienced was really, really intense and very scary. Some of them that we spoke to were saying like we can see like a fire of rockets over our heads, and simply said that it's something that they've never seen before, and that's how they decided to take the journey to come all the way up to Beirut.
The explosions were getting closer. Some children of mine and my relatives have asthma, and they were having difficulty breathing. The children were frightened and screaming. We had to take what we can and leave hastily.
I witnessed the Lebanon war in July 2006. We were definitely scared, but not like these days. We suffered and were displaced onto the streets, and we also faced that in 2006. But now the situation is much harder. During the July war, when I was displaced at that time, I was also in this room. And now, when I got displaced today, I also sheltered in the same building, but in its third room. Every time I get displaced, it's in the same area.
What we know so far is that the escalation will continue throughout the night, as we have seen on the social media and local social media that more and more targets from Israel into southern Lebanon are taking place. So the people here definitely feel that there will be a further escalation and concern that something bigger might happen.
The number of martyrs compared to the wounded is unusually high. We haven't seen this in previous wars, and I don't think such a ratio exists in any war. Since Monday, we have received 136 wounded, including 36 martyrs. Among those 36 martyrs, 18 were torn to pieces. There are still bodies in the morgue that require DNA testing for identification.
There has been also a response by Hezbollah, who's clearly said that they are waiting for such moments. They have been preparing for such an event of an Israeli invasion since 2006. And Hassan Nasrallah, in his previous days when he gave a speech, he clearly mentioned that if Israel decides to create a buffer zone in southern Lebanon, it would fail, and we'll go out with all our means to prevent such thing. They're also preparing on medical supplies, security officials, the United Nations, the Lebanese government, they all have been calling in for more medical supplies to come into the country because they're preparing for mass casualties.